Hello there, everybody. I'm going to be doing a bit of cube for you guys. This time I'm going to do single elimination. Figured the added pressure might be enough to force me to draft well. Um, the goal is to come in first or second so I can get a set for new Phyrexia draft. And then I'll do that for the video on Friday because I'm still doing a Friday video. This is just like I'm bored, it's nighttime, let's draft. So cards in this pack that are good. Um, I mean, Huntmaster is always a good value. You know, can flip it back and forth, make a dude fight something, or not really fight, but just like shoot something for two, shoot a guy for two. He's pretty good. Um, there's also Condescend, which is a good time. Aetherling, Gul'Draz, who is, I guess, not bad. Seems decent. Then there's like a Walker and Sorin, but I think I'm gonna go with Unburial Rites. See if we can do some kind of like a reanimator type thing. I'm always, you know, thinking about doing something weird and different because it is cube. So we'll take one of the more, a lot weaker reanimation spells, but still reanimates. Then what do we get here? A couple red spells. Uh, Frost Titan's very good. Akroma is very, very good. Um, Doop doop doop. Um, hmm. Got some filter lands. Don't really know here, like removal spell, bomb that I can cheat into play with Unburial Rites if I can get the cards for it. Or I can just take Frost Titan and just know he's going to be good because Frost Titan's just a very efficient, very solid creature. Um, hmm. Alternatively, I could just move in on mono red because that's the only deck that I seem to be able to be any good with in cube. Um, let's go with the chroma and just try to get there with the rights plan. All right. Let's see. What do we have here? Well, we have control magic. There's an animate dead, which is really good. Jeez, this is gonna be one of those games where at the end I'm like, well, remember that time we saw Sulfuric Vortex, and then it wheeled, and we were like, oh no, totally on Reanimator. Well, I'm definitely taking Animate Dead. You get to enchant something out of a graveyard, and then just it's just as good. 'Cause it's an A graveyard, which is really nice because you don't even need to have it on your graveyard. And for only 2 mana, it's pretty cheap. So if you can find a way of getting a chroma in the bin really early, Animate Dead can get you there pretty quickly. So we have 2 reanimation targets, or 2 reanimation spells already, which is really, really good. I like to get maybe like a Black Sun back. Necropotence is also really good. But yeah, let's take the Animate Dead here. Alright, and what do we get now? Condemn, which is a nice removal spell. In white, there's Painseer, but if we're going to be doing reanimation, it's kind of the opposite of what you want. Don't really want a Bob in your deck when you're doing that, and a conditional Bob at that. You could take Aristocrat as just like a really solid creature to be attacking with. A counterspell. Counterspells are always nice. I think the plan is just to take the Condemn though. I mean, if we're probably going to be in white anyways, we probably aren't too upset about giving people uh, life gain if we're trying to just get super big on like the chromas and stuff like that. So just take the flat out removal spell. All right. So we have a Wrath, Wall of Roots. If we want to go into green to like kind of uh, get like, well, I guess like stuff like Pattern of Rebirth. Wraths are always good though. Or we can move into blue and pick up like a Cloudskate or a Daze. Or we can just stay with, this black-white package and just pick up a Disfigure. And just use it to deal with their early game stuff with like things like Disfigure and Condemn. And then when we get to the late game, just destroy with stuff. Let's pick up the Disfigure. 6 mana Wrath isn't what we really want in this, because by then we should hopefully have out the cards that we want. Alright, well, I guess we're just going to have all the cards that we need to do the reanimation. Now we just have to find ways of getting stuff into our graveyard. So we need to be looking for things like, dredge cards and whatnot. So this one is whenever Servitude enters the battlefield, return a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. Exile it and return Servitude to the hand. Yeah, I was just reading it to see what it did. It's definitely the pick here. The rest of it's just red cards and some weird green stuff and Vanguard, which we don't want. Alright, so we have a bunch of ways of getting what we want. Huh. Alright, so do I want to take Show and Tell after what happened last week? I mean, I could take it. We could run like reanimation and Show and Tell type deck. But the thing is, we only have a Chroma right now, so we need to get more stuff. But I could definitely see us doing that. Alternatively, you can just take a Get-In and just have the goal of just getting something out and then wrathing or destroying all the lands. But I think Show and Tell is just high enough power level that we can take Show and Tell here. Alright. There's a land tax that can help us get to the things that we want. Those things being the the bombs that we want to get up to eventually. Because if we are on the, we have a land tax out, it can help us thin our deck a little bit. It can fill our land with fill our hand with land. So like if we are on the draw, turn 2 we go land tax. They play a land up to 2. We get a bunch of lands into hand. We just play land go, discard like a Chroma and animate and Unburial Rights, which then gives us the ability to rights on turn, the 2 turns later, which is really good. Alright. And there's the battlefield, sack a swamp. Alright, so we probably don't want that. I don't think we're playing America colors. Tithe is cute, but not what we're into here. I think it's on to Gul'Draz and Sorin. I think we're just going to take a Sorin, because he gives us the ability to just buy time by pulling a bunch of lifelinkers out. I could be the wrong play, I don't know. I'm not entirely sure how good the Gul'Draz is. We can take a Tech Edge here. Alternatively, we can take a Blightning. Do we want to take a Blightning? Get some like red fixing and just we can just Blightning ourselves as like a discard outlet. Sure, why not? We'll take a Blightning. We'll see what happens. So there's some cards here. I think we're just gonna take the Wall of Omens. So that we take the Forge to splash the Blightning with, but I think a Wall of Omens is pretty good. And the Blightning isn't really what we want to be doing, I don't think, like as of right now. Alright, well, if we're gonna get something like a Plateau that lets us fix our mana really well, but we're giving up an Aristocrat for it, but I'm sure that's fine. Yeah, we'll take the Plateau if we want to help us fix if we need to. Do we care about any of these? Not really. I guess we'll take like a the smash in case we have a backup plan of. Sure, we'll just cut all the red stuff. Sacks 4 lands, deals 4 damage to each creature. Alright, well, we're not playing that. So what do we get? Oh, we got a Liliana the Veil, a Brimaz. Anything else super good? Well, there's a Eureka, but we're not playing that. I don't want to, I don't think we need to stretch right now. If anything, we're probably playing blue as our other color. But we can play Brimaz as just something to get down early and just, like, beat down with. But I think we want to take Lily because she lets us discard cards, makes our opponents sack their creatures. Like, it just seems like the card that we want to be doing. And even with the discard effects, like, I know Animate Dead is any graveyard. Diabolic is only ours, and Unburial Rites is only ours. Okay. But still, that's fine. So let's take a Liliana. Help us out by making us discard our own guys if we need to. Speaking of guys, though, we only have an Akroma, so we need to get something like a Elshnorn or something. I don't know what any of these cards are because I have my glasses off. It's hard to see without glasses. Alright, so these guys are meh. Sword to Plowshares is pretty good as a removal spell, as is Tragic Slip. I don't think we're really going to be stretched too hard on mana right now. We're looking like to splash maybe a Show and Tell or a Blightning at the moment, so I think we're taking one of their 2 removal spells. I think we're going to take Swords. This can kill everything some of the time. This always is going to kill everything. And we may be able to get Sign in Blood back, which would be really nice. Even like maybe Carnarium is like another way of fixing our mana for the Lightning Splash, or if we get another really good red card. But I'm not worried about that right now. It's just planning for the future, knowing that it's possible that comes around or something. But yeah, there's a couple cards. Probably wouldn't mind the Eviction. I'd love to get the Heath back, or Tragic Slip, or Sign in Blood, but we're going to take Swords for now. And we get an Elshnorn. Sweet. Other cards in the pack, well, I mean, there is a Cloud Goat Ranger, which is a very, very good card. There's a Lifebane Zombie, which is really good. There's a Death Cloud. So there's some pretty good things that I would like out of this pack to come back. Even Disc. I'll take Disc as a nice way of resetting the board. In the event we don't get to go off yet, we can use that to blow everything up and get back. So yeah, I think we'll take an Elshnorn here as a finisher. And now we really need to find a way of filling up our graveyard. So hopefully we can get there. Alright, well there's more fixing for red. If we want that. We could take a Persecute just so we can completely destroy the mono red player. Or even just use it on ourselves. We can name like white, discard Elshnorn and Necroma if we want to, but I think we're just going to take Vindicate. I mean, we might be able to get like a Grotesque back, or maybe the Fixing, or Persecute. I'll take most of the stuff in this pack, so like Gifts. If we end up getting, we can make a pretty disgusting Gifts package. If we end up sticking with it. Is that better than just a Vindicate, I guess? I guess we can do some pretty broken things with Gifts. So we'll take the Gifts. Like if we hit, like if we can get some Fixing for blue, so we can like do this like decently. Like a Gifts Ungiven, we go Elshnorn, Akroma, Show and Tell, Unburial Rites. Like how do you, like, I guess we would need one more. Because because then he'd really have to give us like something good out of it. Yeah, that wouldn't be very good for him. Um, in this pack, there's an Elspeth Knight Errand. So we can get like a soldier token. I think I'll just take the Marsh Flats for fixing purposes. I mean, Elspeth is good and all, but I don't think we really need her at the moment. Enters the battlefield. Alright, so it's a zombie for... That's weird. So we can take the Drowned Catacombs for more fixing, or we can take an Archangel of Thune. What's our cost look like? Early removal spells, and then like a couple planeswalkers, and then like two top end creatures, and yeah, we might need to get another creature or two in this deck. So I think I'm just gonna take the Archangel of Thune. It's even fine as just like a something we get on the board a little bit early, I think. So there's a Wastes. There's also like Linvala and a Heliod and a Night of Infamy. Not really looking at any of those. I think it's on between the Wastes and the River, because they both fix for us. Right now we have a Marsh Flats and a Plateau, so maybe we want the River more. Because it does. Because if we draw that, I don't know. I'm trying to make sense of everything. Let's just take the River, I guess. Which one is this one? That's pretty good. Okay. The permanent becomes sacrifices at the beginning of the next cleanup step. The battlefield becomes an aura. So it reanimates. So I'll take it. I probably should have taken the Hippie Spectre, but I was too busy reading that to realize that that was a card that was in the pack. So that happened. I mean, it's not really much here for me. Guess I can take the Familiar. Again, it doesn't really do much. None of these cards do anything for me, really. Am I worried about dying to a Dragon Lord? Got a lot of removal. Just take it, I guess. Alright, sweet. Do I want the Heath? Because it fixes really, really well. Better than a Cyan Blood, maybe? Yeah, probably. I think that's probably better than getting a Cyan Blood. But definitely better than, I think, a Gideon or something. Oh, sweet. Death Cloud could be pretty awesome. Would you need to be at like 5 or 6 mana to do something really, really good with it, though? Let's just take the Life Bane Zombie, I think. So that one we can make us discard a card with it. This fixes our mana a little bit for like a Lightning. Yeah. Ooh, Port. I'll take the Blaze. And the Glacier. Probably let's hide the red for now. JTMS, you say? Well, I heard that card's pretty good. Yeah, I heard this card's pretty good. What do you guys heard? There's also Ink Eyes who can help us reanimate, but I'm getting a little bit worried. We don't have any real way of filling the library up right now, which is kind of annoying. Do we want Jace in our deck? That's actually a really good question. Like, well, okay, we want Jace in our deck, but as of right now, we really don't have like that powerful of a splash or anything going. Do you want just like a no, we don't want to repeal. Do you want just like a dismember? Or maybe a ink, or maybe we just want Ink Eyes? 6 mana Wrath is pretty good. You haven't gotten a Wrath yet. And I will take the spot removal. Alright. A lot of fixing, which is good for us, but there's also a path. There's what, 1, 2, 3 ways of fixing for blue mana? What is Shapeshifter's morph cost? Okay. Like I kind of want to take the path because it lets us like kill their guys, but at the same time, you know, Chancellery, Aqueduct, and Tar Pit are both very good for us right now because they, you know, fix our mana and stuff. I think I'll take the path, and we'll just be like super control-y in the early game, with the goal of just finding some ungodly way of filling our graveyard with Elesh Norn or a Chroma or something. We still haven't found any way of doing it though. Ugh. Come on, deck. I believe in you. Don't fall apart on me now. Oh. I was really hoping that that would be what I wanted it to be. Alright, well, Buried Alive does get us there. I mean, I think it's better than what else we would be doing with this pick, right? How does Memory Jar work? Okay, so it doesn't work the way I really want it to, I don't think. So yeah, we can just take Buried Alive and, you know, bury some good stuff if we need to. I mean, we do have like a billion things here. So there's a Grave Robber. There's a Knight. How does cumulative upkeep work? Oh yeah, that's when every turn you have to do it. That's kind of crazy. First Strike Pro Red, often going to be relevant, but I think I just want to take the Hallowed Fountain here. I can search with it with the Marsh Flats, fixes my mana a little bit better. And the rest of these cards are fine, but they're not like spectacular. Like this is on our plan because we get to exile cards and then flip it, and then when we flip it we get to just, you know, 5 mana bring something back, but I don't know. A little worried about our mana is all. Alright, so we could take a Floodplain, we could take a Karakas. Okay. Tanglewire to just buy us time. I think I'll take an Enclave Cryptologist, though. I mean, the card's kind of nuts. If we can get it out early and stick it for like 2 turns, we could draw and discard cards to like fill our graveyard and stuff. It's probably going to be pretty good. Sundering Titan? Well, that's a pretty good reanimation target. Choose a land of each basic type. Destroy them. Seems pretty good. Is that better than Yosei? Target player skips next on tap step and then dies. I mean, it's fine. Might even come back. Alright, Smother, Mind Sensor, so that people can't search their libraries. Probably just... Disenchant's probably pretty important, isn't it? Do we have any way of dealing with enchantments or anything? Besides just, like, you know, killing our opponents? No? Wait, Disenchant will come back. No, who's gonna take Disenchant? Yeah, I'm just gonna take the Isolated Chapel. Fix the mana up a little bit better. At this point, it should be basically as good as we're gonna get it going. Well, there's Sanctuary, which is, you know, perfect mana fixing for us. Dark Ritual, which can help us, like, accelerate out a Elshnorn or something like that. There's also Phyrexian Arena, which lets us draw extra cards. There's a lot of really good cards here for us. I think we're probably good on the mana. Let's go with Arena. No. Yeah, let's go with Arena. Just draw a bunch of extra cards. Wow, and then, like, everything came back. Alright. So there's Ink Eyes or Akroma's Vengeance are probably the two choices that we have. Ink Eyes. Yep. That's what I thought it said. So I think we're just going to take the Vengeance. Yeah. It cycles if we don't want it to... We don't need it at the moment. So that's fine. Another way of killing something or fixing our mana. And non-zero amount of acceleration. We have what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we have a decent amount of ways of killing things. Let's just take the Chancellery. Smooth the mana out a little bit. Draw X cards, lose X life. And exile a bunch of cards from our graveyard. Are we more worried about any of these other cards? Probably not. We're probably not playing Skeletal Scrying. Yeah, we'll take 8.5 Tails. Oof. Let's take the Prism, I think. Because it's 2 mana on layaway that we get later, or it fixes 2 of our mana if we need it. Which is pretty good, I think, if you're in a deck like this. Alright, we'll get a Yosha. Him. Alright. This doesn't look like a bad deck. Can definitely do things. Has creatures and spells, which are often necessary to build a good deck. Buried Alive. Alright. So what don't we want that's in there right now? We only have 10 creatures, which is something we have to keep in mind. We have a ton of, like, super expensive guys. Probably should have taken the Dark Ritual back there. I don't even know what I took over it. Probably something that wasn't too good. or worth it? Sure, you guys will tell me in the comments, which I appreciate, by the way. That's not like a jab. That's me actually enjoying reading the comments afterwards, even if you guys are sometimes like, oh, that was a bad play. It's like, good, now I know for the future. And I don't think we need the thawing glaciers. Seems really slow. Right? Because you play it as your play for the turn, enters battlefield tap, then you untap with it. Then you're paying kind of like 2 mana to get a card out and put it on the battlefield tapped. Yeah, it seems like a lot. Alright, so we're at 28. Probably want to play 23, so we need to make 5 cuts. Like our suite of removal seems pretty good. Wall of Omens can hold off a lot of stuff, but maybe we want to save it. Not save it, but we don't play it in the main. We can bring it in against more aggressive styles of decks. If we were at 6 mana, we're probably losing. If we need to Wrath. And at 6 mana, we probably want to have out, at that point, some good stuff for us. I guess Phyrexian Arenas. Oh, that was the pick that we made over the Dark Ritual. Yeah, that was probably a bad pick. Because I don't think we really want to be going off with, playing this on turn 3 and then... I guess drawing 2 cards a turn is really good, isn't it? Really need Buried Alive. It's one of the few ways we have of getting our bombs in the graveyard. I guess we can cut Yosei and just have like these 3 as our finishers. So we can just slam one of these guys. Then we can be doing really good. So we have what? 1, 2, 3, 4 ways of getting stuff out of our graveyard. Do we need all of them? Okay, which one's it? This one. Okay, so it's just you play Necromancy and it reanimates something. And this is... And then when that creature dies, you exile that creature, and then I get Servitude back. So it's probably worth paying the 1 extra mana for. I don't think we need the full complement of, what, 1, 2, 3 ways of getting stuff back. So we gotta make, what, 1 more cut? Because we can just cut the Prism. And just hope that we don't end up having to fix our mana. Because we have a lot of really good fixing, to be fair. Like Marshflatch fetches Hallowed Fountain for us. We have Chapel Heath. Yeah, we have a lot of really good fixing here. Let's run this. Alright, so the port, we're just playing for value, just to keep people off their land in the early game. We have, what, 1, 2, 3, 4 sources of blue mana. So we probably want to run like a 1 of. island. And then we have what? So those all fix perfectly. That one's only black, these two are only white. We have a lot more double black that we need to get to. So we do 5 swamp floor planes, and that's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 sources of black. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9 sources of white, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sources of blue. I like that. Let's do that. All right. Cool. Seems fair. All right. Well, I'm going to submit the deck. Cool. And I'll see you guys in round 1.